If you're an Australian football fan, otherwise known as AFL, then this is the place you should be. We're at the Royal Orchid Sheraton in the heart of Bangkok, and this is the biggest gathering of AFL fans outside Australia. Now, we've got two teams facing off today in the grand final, two teams who have not played each other since the 1960s. So, in a grand final, that is. So let's go and join in some great Aussie spirit. When it comes to Australian rules football, this is one of the biggest gatherings outside the sport's hometown, Melbourne, Australia. Organised by Auscham, the Australian Thai Chamber of Commerce, it's a day to enjoy Aussie food, footy and some family fun. The two teams at this year's grand final, whose game was broadcast from Australia onto the venue's big screens, were the St Kilda Saints and the Collingwood Magpies. The new Australian ambassador, James Wise, was clearly on the side of the good guys. Well, we have Australians of all walks of life here at the AFL Grand Final, including the brand new Australian ambassador here to Thailand, James Wise. And James, I've got to ask you, which team?
St Kilda since I was a small boy.
Oh, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Indeed.
Now, why St Kilda? Is that where you grew up?
You'll find, I'm originally from Tasmania, and many Tasmanians of my vintage will follow St Kilda because a lot of the stars of St Kilda in the 1960s, when they won their last and only premiership, were Tasmanians, including the captain, Darryl Baldock.
Fantastic. Well, now that's amazing that they all came from Tassie.
Well, in those days, the country was zoned, and clubs had a certain zone from which they recruited their players, and St Kilda had Tasmania as its zone.
Now, I understand that these two teams have not faced it off in a grand final since the 1960s.
1966, when St Kilda won by 1 point.
Wow. Now, this is going to be an historic match, I'd imagine.
It is. St Kilda was beaten last year, and we need to get some revenge.
Yeah, absolutely. So no chance for Collingwood today?
None.
Oh, well, we'll hold you to that. We'll wait and see. There were games here for young and old. While Clown Eki kept the little ones amused with tricks and treats, the grown-ups tried to behave in the ballroom while screaming for their teams. Now, we've got loads of AFL fans here, fans of both teams, and obviously some of them like to get into it. You're in the right kit today.
Yeah, I'm back for St Kilda, yes.
Yeah, now, why are you a St Kilda fan?
I used to play for them.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
Yeah, so when was that?
In the 70s and 80s. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, it's still a good team?
Yes, they're a very good team and done well over the last couple of years. Like to see them win, but they've started a bit slow though.
Yeah, well, they're the underdog today, aren't they?
In the betting markets, yes, but in a lot of eyes, no.
Well, I know that the Australian ambassador is in there barracking for St Kilda today too, and obviously a big turnout supporting the team. What do you think the team's strengths are?
They've got good defensive qualities, they've got two good key forwards, but at the moment they've just started a bit slow.
Now, this jersey that you're wearing today too, was that actually yours from back when you played?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Fantastic. And look at that, it's still managed to stand up to all those washes.
It's a little bit tighter than what it used to be, that's the only thing.
A bit tighter, yeah. Well, I can imagine, that's understandable. But are you enjoying the day?
Very good. This is Justin's been after me for a couple of years to come over, and decided to come over this year and have a look, and it's really good.
Fantastic. Now, you don't live here in Thailand?
No, I actually from Ballarat in Victoria, but I live in Cairns now in Australia.
And you've come all the way over to Bangkok to enjoy this event. Fantastic. And it's great to see such a big turnout of Aussies here in Thailand.
It is. I didn't know that there was such a big contingent of expats living here, but it's a great day so far. Yeah.
Someone scored just now. It might have been one of yours. You never know. I hope so.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Enjoy the day.
Thank you very much.
Go Saints. Yeah?
Go. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're in the second half of the game now, and I got to say, things are not looking so good for the Magpies. Well, maybe they are, maybe they're not. Is it still too early?
The game isn't over yet.
No.
It's not looking good after the third quarter, but we'll come back.
Yeah.
We've always had good last quarters this year, so hopefully we can come back.
Now, the Collingwood fans seem to be a little outnumbered here today.
I know. I'm kind of disappointed about that. I'm a bit scared, in fact. I really hope that we have a close game. I'm glad it's not a walkover, which it should have been, being Collingwood. But no, I hope it's not I hope it's a close game. So.
Yeah. Now, well, Collingwood has had a pretty good track record, hasn't it?
They've done okay. The last couple of finals they've been in, they haven't done so well, but we won't talk about those. But this year they've done really, really well.
So, Rob, are you from Melbourne? Are you from Victoria?
I'm from Melbourne, yep. I've born and bred there. I've been up here in Bangkok for about 8 years. So
Yeah. So a big fan of the game, obviously.
Love the game, yep, very much.
The lead sponsor was Airline V Australia, and the MC this year, and for several years past, was former AFL player Justin Karcher. Well, our MC this year, and for the last 6 years, Justin Karcher. Great to be back in Bangkok.
It is, yeah. I love coming here. It's more a holiday working than it is a working holiday, I think. Yeah, and I have a ball here. Yeah.
Now, AFL. I mean, do you have a history with the game?
Played myself years ago, and still involved to this day as it is. Our business back in Australia is very much based around intellectual property for a number of players. So we manage them on the speaking circuit and all sorts of things. So still very AFL involved. Yeah.
Tell me, who were you playing with?
I played at Nord in Adelaide, which then we turned into a team called the Adelaide Crows. So yeah.
As the spirits were both consumed and displayed, the match incredibly ended in a draw, and it was announced the game and the event would have to be repeated the following weekend. Well, why not do it all over again? The following Saturday, Collingwood demolished the Saints 108 to 54. Not a heavenly finish for one side and not a happy day for the new ambassador. But there's always another chance next year.